Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be my August reading wrap up. So we're going to be talking about all of the books, some statistics, things like that, and kind of give you an overview of the books I read today. So let me give you some statistics of the books I read. I read 4 books this month. All 4 of them were some type of romance. One of them was like a dark contemporary romance. 2 of them are just regular romances, and then one of them is a military romance. I saw it on Google and they said that. So all 4 books I read this month were some type of romance book. I read 1,543 pages in all. I read 2 new authors and 1 repeated author. So the first book I read in the month of August was The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. This book is about a single mom who works 2 jobs, who has twins, and she has a pen pal who's in the military, and he is in the same unit as her brother, and so it's their romance happening, and then he comes and visits her. I rated it a 4-star. I thought it was really good. Rebecca has a way of making you love these characters so quickly, and then she has great endings to the books like that. So I really loved it. I read it in like 4 or 5 days. It wasn't a 5 for me just because I think I'm a harsh grader, but she makes you, she made me emotional. I cried in this book. It was so good. I'm really trying to read all of her books that she's ever written. She has a lot, and I only ever figured her out because of Fourth Wing, but I actually think her contemporary romances are wonderful. Fourth Wing is wonderful too, but her contemporary romances are so well. There's something different about these books, and I don't know what, but I love her. I love this book. This is a 4-star. I also read Variation by her, and then all of Fourth Wing and stuff. But Things We Leave Unfinished is one of my favorite books ever. And then this was right after it, so I don't know if I read this first, it would have been my favorite. I don't think so, but I love Rebecca Yarros. She did a great job. The second book I read was Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I had never read her before, and this is my first book I've ever read with her. I rated it a 3-star. I gave this a 3-star because I thought the romance was good. She was trying to do a certain attachment style, and then there were some other disorders in here. I felt like I was reading from the DSM-5, which is the book that tells you about all the disorders and the criteria to meet a disorder. So sometimes it just felt like a little bit of info dumping. I think she, could have implemented it a little bit more smoothly, and that might just be me being a little bit harsher on it just because of my background. A little bit of background about me. I have my associate's degree in sociology, and then I have my bachelor's and master's in social work with a minor in psychology. Overall, I thought it was a really good book. I actually loved the side characters a lot. There's 2 moms in here, and they're super different. I loved the drama that they brought, and I wish we kind of knew a little bit about their backstory a little bit more, because I think it would have hit harder if you had known their personality a little bit more, not just what they did. Overall, I rated it a 3. I thought it was good. The next 2 books I read on my Kindle. So the first book I read was Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. This was the second book I've ever read by her. This one was actually, they're interconnected. I didn't realize that Just for the Summer, Part of Your World, and there's another book that's interconnected with them, and Yours Truly. I did not realize that they were all connected, but Part of Your World is about a woman named Alexis Montgomery, and she is a legacy in a family full of doctors, and she is also a doctor. She meets Daniel, who is a part of a small town. He's the mayor. It's an unofficial job, but he's the mayor, and he runs an Airbnb, and so that's how they run into each other. I actually like this one a little bit more because it kind of did an info dump. It talked about certain things, but it wasn't like an info dump, like she was trying to bring in, an issue and you had to explain it like it was in a dictionary or something like that. I gave this one a 3 too, but this time it was a 3 because there's a trope of other people's expectations on you, and I never really like those tropes because I just think if you're an individual, you can make your own decisions, and like if it's so clearly a bad decision but other people want you to make it, that doesn't seem like a hard decision, like if it's a bad decision, if it feels wrong, it is wrong. It was good. I really liked it. I understand that she had high pressure on her, but once she made the right decision, it was easy for her. So I really liked that part. And then the last book that I've read this month was Hooked by Emily McIntyre. I've never read her. I do judge a book by its cover, and I thought these are the prettiest covers. It's in the Never After series. But Emily McIntyre does books where they are loosely based off Disney stories. It is about the main character, the MMC. His nickname is Hook. I forgot why. That's his nickname. And then he has a relationship. The romance is with Wendy. So that is loosely based off of it. Hooked was a 3-star for me. I enjoyed it a lot. The ending was weird. There was one very specific thing that I was like, why did you put that in there? I don't know why she put that in there. I think the book would have been fine if, this one detail in the very end was not in there. I wish she didn't do that, but it's kind of not a retelling of Disney, but it's a loose imagination, I would say. And I am currently reading, but I'm not done. I'm reading Scarred by her too. I almost DNF'd it. I don't know if I am going to, but since all of the retellings are you fall in love with the bad guy, sometimes they do bad things, and I actually sometimes I don't know if I like it. So this is the first time I've ever read a romance where I'm like, ooh, I don't know if this person's gonna come back from that type of thing. I'm gonna read it some more, see how I like it. She has good storylines, but the individual was questionable for me. He said something that a personal preference of mine that I don't know if I can get past. I didn't really like that. So I am reading that. I'm not done with it, so it might be in my September wrap up. Hi guys, editing Savannah here. I did finish Scarred. I thought it was a 3-star. It was good for what it was. They're entertaining books. I wouldn't recommend them to people if they're wanting to get a really good book, but they're entertaining. It's fine. Some chapters I skip just because I just skim over it, and it's okay, but they're overall, she has okay storylines. How she executes them, I bet she could do better. There's a lot of things, like even in Scarred, there was a friend of the main girl, the main female character, and she never really closed that storyline, I guess. I wish there was more to it. So I think she could do better. They're overall entertaining books. Like I said, I probably wouldn't recommend them to somebody, but they're entertaining for what they are. And I've read some really deep books lately, so I think I just want to read something that's easy and I don't have to think about it again. So I'll probably finish the series, but overall, I think they're just like 2 and 3-star books. And then I also started The Love Hypothesis. I haven't finished it yet. I was listening to it on audiobook, and I just haven't picked it up again. I've been really loving my Kindle. I've been using my Kindle a lot lately. So it's so easy, and I've been out and about a lot this month. So it's just been easy to pull it out whenever I have 10, 15 minutes to just read for a second. So I've been doing that. It's a short August wrap up. I really didn't read that many books, but overall, I thought the books were good. Overall, the average was a 3, which makes a 3-star, which makes sense because I had 1 4 and I had 1 2 and 2 3. So that's the average. So overall, I thought it was a good reading month. I did meet my yearly goal this month. My goal was 46 books this year. Last year I read 45 books, so I think I'm doing pretty good. I have September, October, November, and December. I only have 4 months left in a year, so the fact that I read 46 books is cool. I moved to Florida, so I have a lot more time on my hands. If we were in Tennessee, I don't think I would have read this many books because we're not around family and friends and things like that. So I think that's why I met my goal so fast. And also I learned about Spotify. I did not know Spotify did books, so I got into that, and that helped me just go through my goal. And then Libby has had a lot of books that I've wanted to read on audiobooks, so that's how I've gotten so many done so fast. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye y'all.